Hi everyone, I'm Tom and today I'm going to be playing Heat Pedal to the Metal, which is a racing game. Through our decks of cards and clever hand management, we are going to try and win the race. It's for 1 to 6 players, it comes with 4 different racetracks in the box, and it also comes with a lot of extra options, advanced modules. This playthrough is just going to be the basic game. Very easy to pick up, very easy to introduce to people, but once you have been introduced, you can add all sorts of extra things on top. Weather, championships, custom upgrade cards. In fact, I have done a couple of live playthroughs of the championship mode, which include all of the other modules as well. So if you'd like to see all of the extras, you can watch that too. Now, it's a bit of a fib actually that I'm playing with absolutely nothing on. To be able to play solo, you need to use the Legends module that is basically a deck of cards. It comes with this board that reminds you how the legends work, but it means you can incorporate as many legends as you would like into the game. So I am going to be in the blue car today, but I'm going to play a full 6-player count race. And Little Glass Marty's going to be here in the stands rooting for the grey car, I think. Before I get started, I recommend you turn on the subtitles to the Klingon channel. If I've made any mistakes, they'll be corrected there in those subtitles. That's where they're hiding. Thanks, Steve. And if you would like to help me keep making playthroughs and make more of them and stuff, then there are links to Patreon and Ko-fi in the description. If you can help out, it would be massively appreciated. It keeps things going and we can make things bigger and better and stuff, can't we? Right, I have placed myself first. You are supposed to just shuffle them up and do the cars randomly in the starting grids, but just to show you how a player would go first, and then we can get into how the bots work. This is a 2-lap race, so first around the finish line twice. So looking at my player board, we have a reminder of all the different phases of a turn, a round. We have a deck. All of the players have this standard deck in their own colour. It's the numbers 1 to 4, 3 times. Playing a numbered card will move you that many spaces forward. We also have some upgrade cards. Now in the basic game, everybody has these starting upgrades. There is a 5 card, move you even more. Great, it's a race, we want to move loads. It's a 0. Well, you'll see why you might not want to move as much sometimes. You don't want to speed around corners too fast. And we have some extra heat. Heat is bad in a way. It just clogs up your hand. It can't be discarded. And if your hand gets too much heat in it, you might end up wasting your turn. It's also kind of the currency. Most of the heat is on top of our engine here. When we want to boost, when we have gone around corners too fast, we will spend heat by taking it from our engine into our discard pile. Then it will work its way into our deck, into our hands, and we'll want to use cooling to get rid of it. It's when your heat runs out and you need to spend some that bad things can happen. You'll spin out, you'll take stress and stuff. The number of heat we start with on our engines is determined by the track that we're playing, and if you're playing with other modules like weather, then that can affect the number of heat you start with, as well as the stress. We start with 3 stress cards as well. These are also cards that can't be discarded. They need to be played to get them out of your hand, and they are basically an unknown. When you play a stress card, you will draw cards from your deck until you find one with a speed symbol on top. That's basically all of the standard cards in your basic deck anyway. Your starting upgrades, the heat, the stress don't have that symbol, so you would just discard past those till you find one with a speed symbol. That's how much you move. So they can be risky to play, especially if you can't be going too fast around corners, but sometimes you've just got to play them. So everything but those 6 heat gets shuffled into the deck. The 6 heat go on the engine. Then we draw a starting hand of 7 cards and we're ready to go. The first thing everybody does in a round is decide what gear you're going to be in. All of the human players anyway. So you can stay in the same gear or go up or down 1 gear for free. If you want to go up 2 gears or down 2 gears in one go, it's going to cost you a heat. So you would take a heat and pop it on your engine there. Now, if we have a quick look at the track, I am miles away from a corner. I want to speed off if possible, really. So maybe take a heat and skip into 3rd gear. I have started with that extra heat in my hand though. And so if I was to just go up 1 gear for free, I'd get a cooling. So later in the round, I would be able to get rid of this heat. So it's out of my hand, not my problem anymore, and on the engine, so I've got some more heat to spend later. Why do you want to be in a particular gear though? The gear is the number of cards you're allowed to play. So by being in 3rd gear, if I want to move loads, I could play my 3, my 4, my 2. I haven't actually got that many high numbered cards in my hand for this big straight. So do you know what? I think I might just move up 1 gear for free, not take any extra heat. The second thing that we do is secretly decide the cards that we're playing. Now, the legends are legendary for a reason. They're very honourable, so we don't have to keep our cards completely secret here. I do want to get moving. I don't want to get left behind too much. I feel like I am going to get left behind a bit, though. So I'm going to choose the biggest numbers I have, the 3 and the 4, and yeah, in a multiplayer game, you would have them all secret there. So steps 1 and 2 are simultaneous. Steps 3 to 9, each player does individually in the order that we are on the track. So starting with the person furthest ahead, going all the way back. Now the track is made up of loads of different spaces. There are 2 places for cars in each individual space. There's a racing line going through the track. Sometimes it swaps sides. You've got to watch out. Like it's all the way on the inside here, and then when the corner goes round, hey, it swaps there. So generally it's trying to be on the inside of things. And when it does change, it's around corners. This thicker racing line is basically the tiebreaker. If you're the first to get into a space, put yourself next to the racing line. It means you're further forward than a person in the same space as you. So I'm next to the racing line here. I'm in the first position. That's why I'm going first. So step 3 is play your cards and move your car that far forward. So I am playing a 4 and a 3. That's going to be 7, and there's helpful numbers telling you how far away you are from a corner, but it also helps you move around generally as well. So I'm moving 7 spaces, not very far. I'd ideally like to move a lot further than that in the first turn, but didn't really have the cards for it. Step 4 is adrenaline. If you are last, or second to last if we are in a race with 5 or more players, then you get some bonuses. So you can have an extra speed for free and an extra cooling symbol for the next step. We aren't last or second to last though, we are for now first. We're not going to be in a minute. Then the next step is spending all of your symbols. In the basic game, all you can really do is spend cooling and boost. So cooling, you either get in the basic game from the gear that you're in, 1 cooling if you're in gear 2, 3 cooling if you're in gear 1, and you can also get it from adrenaline. In the advanced game, there are loads of upgrade cards that can give you various amounts of cooling. For now, I just have the 1. So cooling takes heat from your hand and puts it back on your engine. It doesn't take it from your discard pile, your draw pile, anywhere else, only from your hand. So when you spend heat, it has to work its way back into your hand for you to be able to get rid of it. So 1 cooling, 1 heat goes back on the engine there. So I've now got 7 that I can spend later. Now boosting is an option. And do you know what? Since I haven't been able to move that much, it does kind of counteract the heat I've just gotten rid of. I think I will boost. So there's a little reminder, depending on the gear that you're in. It costs a heat, basically. So I am going to pop this straight back into my discard pile. When you boost, it's kind of like having a stress card. You draw cards until you find one with a speed symbol on, like that, and you move that many spaces forward. So I'm going to move another 3. So that's a bit better, isn't it, in total? Hasn't really cost me a heat because that's the state I was in originally, and it's not in my hand anymore, taking up a space, so I'll have a bit more choice in the cards that I want to play. So we've spent our symbols. Step 6 is slipstreaming. If you have ended up now at this point behind a car, in the space behind, or side by side, you can, for free, go 2 more spaces forward. Now, this is especially important around corners because corners have got a value in them. So this wide corner at the start has a 10 in it. It is going to check in a minute how fast we went past this corner. Everything you have played up to now counts towards that. Your starting cards, your adrenaline, your boosting, all count towards that speed. If you go faster than the number in the corner, you take heat equal to the difference. If you can't, you'll spin out and it's bad. Depending on the gear you're in, you take stress and you end up not going past the corner. You've got to do it again next time. The benefit of slipstreaming, though, not only is it 2 extra spaces, those 2 spaces do not count towards your speed. So it can be a really effective thing to do to sneak around people on a corner and, yeah, get past the threshold without taking extra heat. I'm first, though, so no slipstreaming for me. Step 7 is the corner check, which I just told you about. Step 8 is discarding. So everything we played gets discarded, and you can choose to discard anything in your hand as long as it hasn't got the "you can't discard this" symbol on it. Now I'm coming up to quite a wide corner. Later on, when the corners get really, progressively tighter and tighter, to the point where you can only go past this at a speed of 3. Well, you can go past it faster, but you're going to have the heat to spend. I think I am going to risk it and discard everything. Yeah, I'm going to discard it all. And step 9 is draw back up to a hand of 7 cards. Because I've got more 4s, I want them. So I've drawn all of my stress. Who shuffled these? And so I've got the full range of numbers that I can choose from. Not my 5, but hey, that's to come, isn't it? Hopefully help me down this decent straight. And that's my turn, so we can move on to the legends. All of the legends move each round according to a single card. So when it's time for the first legend to move, you draw one card for them, and this is going to say how all of them move. They've got basically 2 modes that they will be in. Have they gone past the legends line for the corner they're coming up to? So for this first corner, the legends line is here. Have they gone past that? No, they haven't, so they're going to do B instead. For B, first of all, they're going to try and move the number of spaces in their coloured helmet, as long as that wouldn't put them past the corner. If it would, they move to the numbered diamond space that's above their column instead. So let's look at that. We start with green. They want to move 11 spaces. We can see that they're 15 away from the corner, so they can do that no problem. They will move to the 4 just in front of me. They don't boost, they don't slipstream, they don't need cooling, nothing else. This is all they do. Yellow, though, wants to move 18 spaces. They're only 16 away, so that would put them past the first corner. They're not allowed to do that, so instead, they're going to move to the 3 diamond. So they've actually ended up in the lead there. For now, anyway. Black want to move 10. That's no problem at all. So, hey, at least I'm not last. And maybe we'll get the opportunity to do some slipstreaming next time. Red want to move 16. They're 17 away, so they can do that. They're moving right up into the lead. And finally, Grey want to move 17. They are 17 away, so forget what I said. Grey are now in the lead. That's the new standing for the race. I am second to last, so I'll get some adrenaline next time if I need or want that. That is the round. It is as simple as that to control the bots. They are surprisingly competitive. They are there for slipstreaming purposes and to just add some more competition. So, you know, in a solo game, you would always be first, wouldn't you, no matter how badly you played. But it recommends, you know, if you are playing a game with fewer than 4 people, try adding legends until there's at least 4 of you. In my experience, I like just throwing all of the legends in there. So we've got a full 6-player game. I will say that the insert has got spaces for 8 cards and 8 decks of cards. So I assume we're going to be filling up this grid with expansions. That's the first round then, so it's time for round 2. I need to select my gear and my cards, and then we can get everyone moving. So I am only 5 spaces away from this corner, but we can go through the corner at 10. So let's look at my cards. There's definitely a 4 in this deck. I'm tempted to use my stress. I don't know what number that's going to be, but I know with my limited deck, there's only 3 cards left in this deck. There's a 5 in there. Unfortunately, I know the 5 hasn't got a speed symbol on it. So I'm a bit put off from using the stress because of that. Because if I draw my 5, it's just going to get skipped past. You're not allowed, by the way, to look through your discard pile. You can see the card that's on top of it, but you're not allowed to sift through it. You've got to remember what you've played. So in terms of gears, I've got no heat in my hand, and I do want to play some cards. So I think I'm going to go up 1 gear for free. So I could just play these. 4, 7, 9. That's not too bad. It gets me past the corner a fair way and then go up to 4th gear next time. Maybe just play through the stress and I'll have the option of the 5. Yeah, just steadily building up, I think. That's what I'm going to do. So then it's step 3 to 9, but I am no longer first. So we don't have to worry about me. Grey is first. They're a legend, so we need to draw the legends card. And then look, are they past the legends line? Well, everybody is for this corner now. If they're past the legends line, they move spaces equal to the number in the corner plus the number in the diamond above their coloured helmet. So for Grey, that's actually going to be a ton of spaces. That is 10 plus 3. Let's put them all the way down right next to the next corner, basically. Red are going to move 10 plus 1, so 11. Yellow also move in 10 plus 1. Same for green. And then it's time for me. So I have played 9. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I might want to boost, you know, but I might skip past my 5 again. I should maybe have skipped into the next gear. I would like to be behind someone to slipstream past them rather than be really far behind again. So I'm going to pay a heat to boost. There's my 5. We've got to skip past it because it doesn't have a speed symbol on it. And we're going to go an extra 2 spaces. That's just enough, though. Oh, I'm forgetting. I've got adrenaline, haven't I? I wouldn't be able to use this, but I would take the extra space as well. I would still have boosted it because If I had moved that space when I was meant to, I'd still be way behind everyone, so I would still have chosen to boost. I'm side by side or behind someone. I'm both, in fact. So I can move 2 more for free. The downside of all of this movement, it seems great, doesn't it? I've caught right up, but now we've had the fun of the slipstreaming and everything. How far did I move? I went through that 10 corner at 11-12 speed, because the adrenaline counts. That was a 10 corner, so I've got to pay 2 heat. I'm running out now, and I'm coming to the really tight corners. I've only got 3 more heat left on there. So that's a risk, and that's going to come up and clog my hand as I start to draw all of that stuff. So discard, do I want to discard any more? I think I want to hold on to the 1. We're coming up to these corners. Yeah, I'm a bit worried. So I draw the 1 card left in my deck, and then when you need to draw cards but can't, you shuffle your discard. And what have we got? 0, 2. I think that's pretty decent for going around the corner. And finally, black is moving 10 plus 3, which is good because they're a bit far behind. There we go. They're still last, but it's going to be okay, I think. We're fairly close together. Grey's got a bit of a start there, haven't they? And so a new round. We're coming up to a tight corner. It's tempting, it's always tempting, to shift up a gear. I don't have any heat, so I don't know if I want to shift down. Let's see, I'm 6 spaces away from a 6 corner. So I think I'm going to stay in 3rd gear, and I'm going to go 7 spaces. I know that's another heat, but I don't want to just pay 6 and have to deal with the corner again. We've got this corner to deal with next time. Maybe some slipstreaming can help us out, because we're not second to last. We've got no adrenaline or anything there. I'm going to stay in 3rd, shift down next time, where maybe we've got some heat to cool down. That's what I'm going to go for. So Grey is in the lead. We need a Legends card for them. The Legends line for this corner is here. Everyone's gone past it, so they're going to move 6 plus the number in their diamond. So starting with Grey, they're moving 6 plus 2 is 8. Ready for the next corner. Red is moving 8 as well. Blue is me. I am moving 7, which is quite unfortunate. Now, I could boost, but that would cost me a heat. I'm already going past this corner too fast. I think that would be far too risky. I would spin out. It would be bad. So I am going to just stick with that. I've gone around the corner 1 too fast already. So that is going to cost me 1 heat. Everything gets discarded. And I'm going to keep that 0. That might be vital to one of these corners. Draw back up. There's my 5. Probably not so useful. I haven't drawn any heat still yet. So that's bad, because it's going to... The further down the deck it goes, it's going to be all clumped together, isn't it? There's a fair bit of it in there. And then yellow is moving 6 plus 2. Green 9. Now green can't move 9 because this space is full up, so you've just got to wait behind. You can always move through other cars, but if you would end up on their space and both cars are already in there, you've got to go in the space behind them. And then finally black is moving 6 plus 1 is 7. So unfortunately for green and black, they have been held behind this corner. It's not too bad though. You can generally recover from being behind 1 corner, sometimes even 2 corners. Isn't that ideal though? Okay, a new round. We are 4 spaces away from a 5 corner. I've got my stress. It's just that the stress could draw anything. And I can't afford to go through the corner too fast, but I still don't want to go through the... Oh no, I'm not 4 spaces away. I'm usually red. I'm 6 spaces away. I don't think I can go through the corner this time. I can. I'm going through it. I'm going to go down a gear so I only have to play 2 cards. Or we could stay in 3rd and play the 0, but I think we want to be in a low gear for all these corners. I'm going to go 7 spaces. So we're going to go past the corner and take a bit more heat. And it's going to be the last heat. Hopefully this doesn't work out terribly. I'm hoping I can slipstream a bit further though. We'll see. Grey is still in the lead. That's Marty's avatar, isn't it? So Grey are moving 5 spaces. And the racing lines change now, so they go on this side. Red is going 6. I'm next up, so I am moving 7. So 6, 7, which is great. I'm not going to boost. I've got cooling, but I can't spend it. But I can slipstream past red now, which doesn't add to my speed, which is great because my speed was already 7 and the corner is a 5. So there's my last 2 heat gone. I'm going to have to really watch it. I don't think I'm going to choose to discard anything extra because I've got a feeling heat is coming. It's still not come yet. Okay, so I'm now 3 spaces away from a 4 corner. That should be okay, I think. And finally, for the other cars, yellow is past the racing line. The racing line for these tight corners, the legend line, is on the corner itself. So yellow is evaluating the same corner, which is 5 plus 2 is 7. Green and black, though, are still evaluating this corner. So green is going to move 6 plus 1 is 7, and black is moving just 6. And so that's our new standings. Managed to get myself into second place. I'm going to stay in second gear, and I think I'm just going to play the 4 and the 0. Or maybe I should just shift down to first and just play the 4. It's only a gear, isn't it? And then the 0's in case I really need it for this 3. Yeah. Shift down to first. I'd ideally like some heat in my hand. I really don't want to risk the stress, though. But it just means it's clogging up my hand. I can't discard it. So we're going to go down to first. Grey is still in first place, though. And they're evaluating this corner, past the Legends line. So Grey is moving 4 plus 1. I am moving 4, which is unfortunate. Can't slipstream. Can't boost, though, because I can't afford the heat. So that's just where I'm ending up. Red is going 5. Yellow is just going 4, which is a shame. They don't go through the corner. And green and black are still doing the corner behind. So green is going 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now they cannot go through 2 corners in a single turn. I know they can't because this space is filled up, but they're not allowed to go through 2. So even if this space was free, the green car would have to stop there. And black is going 7. So there we go. We've bunched up a little bit around all of these tight bends. Oh, I didn't draw up to 7, did I? And we are now 4 away from a 3 corner. Still not found that heat. I wish I hadn't shifted down a gear, to be honest, because I'd like to play all 4 to get me like right next to the corner at least. But then if I slipstream past it, I would still have to evaluate the corner having gone at a speed of 4. So that wouldn't be ideal. You'd just choose not to slipstream. Okay, I'm just going to shift up to second then, because I haven't got any heat to choose to skip a gear, and play these to get us 3. Maybe we can still slipstream through the corner, although being in second place, it's very unlikely. 1, 2, 3. If Grey doesn't move any extra, then I think we can slipstream and it'll be great. No, actually, because we'll only move 3, won't we? Yeah, we're not going to be able to slipstream. Hopefully we can catch up, though. So Grey is going to move 3, 4 spaces. And then it's me just moving 3. 1, 2, 3. Red's moving 3. Green is moving 4. But can't because we're in the way. Yellow is moving 6, and so is black. So actually, they have cut right in front there, haven't they? Oh, didn't draw back up. I'm not discarding anything. Still not found that heat. That has really bunched itself up, hasn't it? So there must be like 4 at least in there, I think. So we're in second gear. This corner is only a 3. I think we're going to stay in second gear. We can't afford to go through the corner too quickly. I'm going to play the 3 and the 0. This is going to be, we want high numbers to go through this massive straight afterwards, so I think that's going to be okay. Downside of leaving yourself with no heat to spend. So, yes, I am a bit far behind now, aren't I? I aren't second to last, though, so I'm not going to get any adrenaline. Grey is now evaluating the next corner, which is miles away. It's 28 spaces away. So they are going to see, they're not past the Legends line. Can they move 15 spaces? They definitely can, and it's going to put them all the way up there. Then it's yellow. They are still evaluating the corner, so it's 3 plus 0. 1, 2, 3. Black, same. They're moving 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it's me. I'm moving my 3. 1, 2, 3, which is great because I can slipstream and I haven't gone through the corner at a faster speed. So what would happen if you spin out, if you need to spend heat and you can't through a corner check? Depending on the gear you're in, you take stress. If you're in first or second gear, you take a stress into your hand. Third or fourth gear, you've gone through the corner way too quickly. You need to take 2 stress, and then you put yourself in the space before the corner. So you've still got to go through it, but it's been made that much harder now. And you still spend, if you needed to spend 4 heat and you had 3 here, you still spend that heat. So yeah, it's a terrible position to be in. I can't recommend highly enough not spinning out. Discarding other cards. We're on the straight now. I don't want this 1. I do want the 4. I can't do anything about these. So draw back up and heat, heat, heat. There it is. Just the wrong time for it. Red is going 6 spaces and green is going 5. I want to stay in second to handle the heat, but I would only get 1 cooling. Oh, I'm worried about this. We can only go at 1 gear. I haven't got many numbers, so it's going to be 4 stress. And yeah, I am worried about things. Because if you can't play the required number of cards because your hand's too full of heat, you basically miss your turn and it's bad. It's the downside, though. They just happen to bunch up in the deck, unfortunately for me. So, Legends. Grey all the way up in the lead here. They've not gone past the racing line, so can they move 11? Yes, they can. Red, can they move 18? Absolutely. Black wants to move 15. That's me. So I've got stress at last. Well, I've played stress at last. So draw until you've found a speed symbol. And, oh, that's another heat. At least that's not coming into my hand now. So I am moving 4, 7, 10 spaces. Not great, is it? I wish I could boost and just get behind and do some slipstreaming, but I can't. I cannot choose to discard anything that's left in my hand, so we're going to have to shuffle up and hope that we don't find more heat, actually, because, yeah, we'd have to shift down a gear if we draw a couple more heat. So we've got the 5, we've got the 4, we've got the 1. That's not going to be too bad, actually. I might shift to 4th gear. We're 16 spaces away. I don't think we can spin out and go past the corner this way. Although maybe we would with slipstreaming. If you drew a 4, we'd just have to not slipstream. And then yellow wants to move 14. Green wants to move 19. Oh, come on. So I'm firmly in last place there. We are going to get some cooling out of that, though. So, yeah, I think I'm going to shift to 4th gear. And we're just going to play all of the cards that I'm allowed to play. And we're not going to be hearing from me for a while. So, grey are past the Legends line. They are moving 10 plus 3. That is some lead. Red are going 12. Green are going 11. Black is going 13. And then yellow is not past the line. So can they move 13? They are on the 13 space. So yes, they can. This is bad for me. So my initial movement, my stress is going to move me 3. So what is that? 9, 12, 13 spaces. Now I do get a speed and a cooling for free. Do I want to take the speed? Yes. Then in spending things, I do want the cooling. I could choose to boost here. But if I boost and slipstream past, I've moved so far that it would be terrible. So no, I'm not going to choose to boost. I do want to have some heat to be able to spend as well. So yeah, that's just going to be it. Can't choose to discard this heat, so we're going to draw back up. Decent selection, I think, there. And we'll still be last, so we'll still get a cooling. And yeah, do we stay in 4th then? We maybe want to shift down to 3rd. Just play a 10. 4, 8, 10. It's just that, yeah, I might be so far behind that it would be terrible. We'll get the +1 speed anyway, so we'll be going past 1 too fast anyway. I think, yeah, let's leave it at that. Shift down to 3 and play that. So grey is already at this corner. They move in 6, 7 spaces. Red's not past the Legends line. They want to move 10 spaces. Yes, they can. Green want to move 16, but they're only 12 away, so they move to the 2 diamond instead. Black wants to move 13. They can. Yellow is still evaluating this corner, so they are moving 10 plus 3. It's bad for me. And finally, little old me is moving 10. Do I want my free extra movement? I'd have to pay a heat if I do want to spend that, because I've gone through that corner. Yeah. So basically, I get a cooling from my adrenaline. Can't slipstream. I could choose to boost, but then I'd go through the corner even faster. So I've got to basically pay that cooling with my corner check. That's unfortunate. I don't think I want to discard the 3. I'll stick with that. A bit more heat. I'm worried for my fate here. We've run out of Legends cards, so you just give them a quick shuffle. So I am 6 spaces away from a 6 corner. I do want to stress, but I would like to play a stress and get rid of it. And maybe even shift down a gear. Because if it's a 4, it would be brilliant. It would get me past the corner and I'd get extra cooling so I can be better later. Yeah, I'm going to do that. We just got to hope at this point. It's all we've got. Okay, Legends. Grey's up at this corner. They are moving 7. Grey's just unstoppable. Everyone else is doing this corner. Red is going 8, but they can't go past this corner as well, so they'll stop there. Black is going 6. Green is going 6 as well. Yellow's going 9. Angle change. Little old me is going 3 plus. Nope. 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 3. Oh, I will take it because I get my +1, don't I? So there's the 6 from my cards. I am last or second to last, so I get my adrenaline of 1, which I will take. Can't slipstream though. Too far behind. That's unfortunate. So I've moved at 7, haven't I? Remember your speed was 7. I've got 2 cooling though. 1 from adrenaline, 1 from the gear. So we can get rid of these 2. Can't slipstream. Could still boost. But I'm already going 1 too fast. If we were to boost any more than 2, and if we only boosted 1, it would be rubbish. I'd still be too far behind to slipstream. So we're going to just leave it at that. Corner check, I've gone around 1 too quickly. I don't think I want to discard the 2s, so we just draw back up. Okay. Could the 5 get me back in it? I don't know. I think I want to stay in second. We are 6 spaces away from a 5 corner. So I need to move 7 to get past that corner and then hope to slipstream. I don't think that's even possible, is it? Because the slowest here will still move 5. Actually, if I get past the corner, if green doesn't move any more, it's possible. I could slipstream and try and get back in this. So I'm going to stay in second. I'm going to move 7 spaces then. It's a risk, but we got to take them to try and stay in this at this point. Okay, green are moving 1, so I don't think I can slipstream. Grey are moving 7. Ouch, every time. It's just been so good for grey. Red are moving 6. Yellow moving 6. Black moving 8, but they can't, so they hang back there. Green are moving 6. And I am moving 7. Actually, I have my +1. I don't need to boost, do I? Let's use my adrenaline +1. This is a bit risky for the heat, because then I can slip, because then we've got cooling still. The adrenaline, the gear. That's 2 cooling. We can slipstream. Still second to last, so we'll still have the adrenaline. But I did go through the corner, the 5 corner, at 7, 8. So that's going to be 3 of my 4 hard, scraped back heat straight back in the discard pile. Maybe that's not too bad a thing, though. Are we going to need to go into the discard pile at this point? So I am 2 away from a 4 corner. I think I'm going to discard 1 of the 1s. Although a 3 corner is coming up. Okay, change my mind. I will not discard 1 of the 1s. Okay, a couple more heats back in it. And yeah, new round. So 2 away from a 4 corner. I think we're just going to move 4 and hope. Do still have a heat. Will still have 2 cooling. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. The Legends. Grey is going 3 + 2. Red, 4 + 3, but is stopped by the next corner. Yellow, 4. Black, 5. Me, 4. Plus my adrenaline 1, which I know is going to put me over the corner. I'm not going to boost, but I have got my adrenaline cooling and gear cooling, so that can put a couple out. And because of that extra 1, I went through the corner 1 too quickly. So there is a heat paid. We've still got a couple on the engine. Oh, I'm doing that a bit too soon because I haven't done my slipstream. Do not forget about that. We still aren't past the corner. It would be amazing if I could have slipstreamed past the corner, but I don't think it's going to be possible here. I really don't. Unless maybe grey will only move 10. I think that's the lowest they'll move, because grey could pass the finish line. Maybe second is still in our sights. And grey is it's just Marty basically, isn't it? We might as well just put Marty on the track. I shouldn't have let him support a car. I wanted to win. There's still a chance. There's still a chance. The card, if there is one, where grey only moves 10, has not come out yet. So maybe it's possible. Oh, discarding things. Since it's a 3 corner, I probably would keep them and just draw. I've got no heat, so probably move up a gear as well now that we've got the 0. I'm not second to last, so no adrenaline. Oh, I haven't moved green, have I? Green need to move 4, 5, 6. Forgot I wasn't last that time. Okay. All to play for still. Gear. Let's shift 1 up. I don't think we could afford to shift 2 up. So I'm third. It really depends how far red's going to move. I've got no adrenaline. I've got to play 3 cards. Do I just stick with 3 or do I go with 5? I don't need the heat to change gears. And we just got to cross our fingers for next time. I'm going for it. Right. Grey is first. Are they only going to move? So 11 would be okay as well. That wouldn't put them past the finish line. But even then, it's if you both go in the same round, it's whoever went furthest. I don't think I could go further, even if I got another round out of them. I think Grey's got this. Let's see. They're moving 12, which I think just about puts them past the finish line. Grey has won this race. It's not possible for anyone else to do it this turn anyway. Down here, in the corner though, red is moving 3, so I actually could have slipstreamed past them without spending all of this speed. I'm going through this corner at 5. Took a gamble. There's no cooling, but there's no heat in my hand either. I do not want to boost because I already went past the corner too quickly. So yeah, that's that. Discarding, I don't want the 1. I'm 11 spaces from the finish line. I just want to move as quickly as possible next turn in 4th gear. There's a 4, that's going to help. There's a 4, here we go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 4, 4. Probably 3. I don't know if we risk a stress. It could be a 1, couldn't it? But it could be a 4. Then back at the corner, yellow is going 6. Black's going 4. Green's going 5. But are stopped. So at the end of the round, if someone's gone past the finish line, depending on how far they're past, you put them on the finishing grid there. So Grey, well-deserved first place. Well done, Marty. For me, Fourth gear, 4443, I think. We can't boost, we've got no heats. So that's just going to be it. You can't actually slipstream either. You can't slipstream past the finish line. So it's just all on this. It's that 15. And yeah, it could be a 19 on these cars. It's quite likely someone is going to move 19. So I am actually in front, aren't I? So I am moving 15. Can't boost, can't slipstream. Can't do anything. Another downside of leaving myself with no heat. It might have been better, actually, to go around that corner one less and have a heat to be able to boost now. It all comes down to this, though. Yellow are moving 16. No! Red are moving 12. Black are moving 11. And green are moving 14. Oh, so close. Yellow, what are you doing to me? So yellow just pipped in front there. I take my third place. Green has passed the finish line. And just in case, just to be fair, who moved furthest? Red wants to move 18 but can't, so they're going to end up on the 3. Black wants to move 15 and can, so they end up on the 1. So black 5th, red 6th, and there we go. That's our final standings, and that is heat pedal to the metal. I mean, spending all of your heat, as long as you don't go over, it's great, but you can see how it locks you up and how if I hadn't been trying to get in front early in the race, I might have had the heat to spend to stay in it. You can see how the adrenaline, especially with its cooling, kept me from being totally out of the game and allowed me a bit of a comeback from last by an increasing distance to third place. Respectable, isn't it? We don't want respectable, we want victory. There we go, I hope you enjoyed that. If you'd like to know what I think about the game, then my first impressions will be coming up. They'll be linked at the end or in the description now. If you would like to help me make more playthroughs, Patreon and Ko-fi are also linked in the description. Your support would be massively appreciated. And if you would like to see more playthroughs, there's hundreds on this channel, but Heat in particular, I have done a live championship, so you can see how the game works with extra modules and how it works in a series of races. Your upgrades increase over time, and maybe by the time you watch this, there's even more on the channel for Heat. I would like that. Thank you very much for watching this one though, and I will see you for the next game. Bye everyone.